Every Halloween, Hampton Roads hosts a wealth of wonderful events. Ghost walks and haunted houses, parties and costume events, all to celebrate my favorite season. This year, we're paying a visit to 3 of my favorite Halloween events, starting with Monster Fest, the all-day free admission celebration at the Chesapeake Public Library.
Oh, we've got some really good stuff this year. We've got 2 big film premieres. Nightmares in Red, White, and Blue, Joe Maddry's documentary on American horror. It's on the festival circuit right now, and he was nice enough to stop by here and bring it for us to see.
It's examining the idea that different types of monsters, different types of horror films work for an audience at different times based on what's going on in the world. So, you know, we look at how atomic fears played into the giant bug movies of the 1950s and that sort of thing, how the Universal monsters would play well for Depression era audiences, and just sort of delve into the details of that as much as we can. And the beauty of it is that we got some of the people who've made some of the best horror films in the last, 30, 40 years on camera talking about it. So we get, George Romero, we're talking about the films of the 50s, and George Romero just talks at length about The Thing and the experience of seeing The Thing when he was a 12-year-old boy and how that influenced him to become a filmmaker. I think we have about 210 different movies that we have clips from.
And this was based upon your book. I mean, it started originally from the book, right?
Yes, it did. I always tell people this just comes out of my obsessive compulsive need to put things in order, and my obsession with horror movies, which started for me probably when I was a 12-year-old boy, and has been with me ever since. Some people outgrow it, some people don't.
The one I'm really looking forward to is Sean Cott's Virginia Creepers, the horror host history of the Old Dominion.
It is a look at 50 years of horror hosting in the state of Virginia and the DC airwaves, and it took about 16 months to put together, and in the process of doing that we found a bunch of shows that had been forgotten, and we uncovered a lot of audio and a lot of video that nobody knew existed or thought would be unrecoverable. So yeah, it was really pretty cool.
Kind of a treasure hunt, I guess.
Absolutely, and that was one of the most enjoyable aspects of it, because you make 100 phone calls and you're trying to track down somebody who worked with somebody who knew somebody's real name, and then you get the one guy who's got it, and they say, "Oh yeah, I got that. I got a photograph. I got this," and so that was great.
Tell me what you're doing here today.
Well, I'm having fun. I had just had an epiphany watching some of the kids and others in costume come out of the stacks, which I thought was emblematic of what this is all about.
Right.
Because we love the books, we love the stories, and the sense of humor that goes with it. And Monster Fest is a good place to greet all ages and reacquaint yourself with some of the old myths and the fun.
Right. What did you talk about this morning that you told people that they might not have known about Forey Ackerman?
I think maybe one thing they may not have known was that he was an agent for a lot of authors getting started in the field, like Ray Bradbury, for example, and Isaac Asimov for a time, also A.E. Van Vogt, and a number of others.
How many hours went into this?
Today alone, an hour and a half so far today, but I'd say I've been working on this probably for the last 8 months.
The next stop on our haunted Halloween tour is the annual Halloween Bash at the Virginia Air and Space Center in Hampton.
Well, we always, of course, have the best costume contest ever. And we usually have about 1,500 people here. So if you can imagine the building filled with all kinds of adorable children dressed in all their costumes, we always have super prizes. So it's a huge hit. But we also have a scavenger hunt and safe trick-or-treating. And we also do tons of make and takes for the little kiddies. And we have a wizard's castle. And this year we have the pirates in there doing some, I don't know, ghastly things, I suppose. So we'll see how that turns out.
When we grew up, you could go house to house to house and never worry about a thing. It's a little different world now, and it's nice to have a safe place that the kids can come, and you don't have to take their bag down to get x-rayed when you're done.
Right.
It's just wonderful. The children have a wonderful time. They get to check out the museum, too.
Sure.
So
absolutely.
it gives new meaning to night at the museum kind of thing, and it's a great thing for families.
I noticed that there's a lot of kids that are already lined up to get their candy from 106.9 The Fox.
I did not eat all of it.
Good for you. You left some for the kids.
Yes,
Very
I did.
important. That's right. Okay.
But I had to sample it and make sure that it was
Oh,
of
I
good
understand.
quality.
Sure, that makes sense. Got to sample each one at least one time. Make sure that it's okay. Yeah. Now it's time for the Norfolk stop on our tour at the Hermitage Museum's All Hallows Eve party. An afternoon of great fun for the kids with spooky house tours.
Here we are, la piece de resistance. Now, Mr. Sloan once dubbed this the Great Hall, and it is rather large. You've got your work cut out for you, I'm afraid. Go! Jump up that car. Are you trying to give me a heart attack? Oh, you think you're so funny, don't you?
I got you that time.
Just you wait. You can play that game.
Now, when you close the door and lock it and the window, evil spirits can't get in. However, you need to keep the chimney open so you can keep a warm fire going all night long.
Amazing giant pumpkin carving by Boston's master sculptor Sean Fitzpatrick. Plus a host of other great outdoor activities. Grand time was had by all, including us.